Hi, it's Sarah. Saturday happened, and I need to tell you about it. Thank you for being here, for waiting to hear how it went. I've been processing everything for the past 2 days, trying to make sense of my own feelings before I could even talk about it. So let me start from the beginning. Saturday morning, I woke up with my stomach in knots. Leo was still asleep, and I sat on the edge of my bed just staring at the wall, wondering if I was making the biggest mistake of my life. I kept thinking about my own childhood. My dad was always there. Every soccer game, every school play, every scraped knee. He was the kind of father who taught me to ride a bike and made pancakes on Sunday mornings and told me I could be anything I wanted. That's what I wanted for Leo. That's what I thought he deserved. But instead, he got me. Just me. And now, maybe he'd get David. But what if David wasn't ready? What if he disappointed Leo the way he disappointed me? Mrs. Chin must have heard me moving around because there was a soft knock on my door at 7 a.m. She came in with tea and sat down next to me. "Big day," she said simply. "I'm terrified." "That means you care. That means you're being careful. That's good." "What if I'm making a mistake?" She was quiet for a moment, then said something I'll never forget. "Sarah, when I came to America, I left my whole family behind. My mother cried for weeks. She said I was making a mistake, that I would regret it. And some days I did regret it. But most days I knew it was right, not because it was easy, but because it was moving forward. You are moving forward. Whatever happens today, you are trying. That's what matters." At 10 a.m., I started getting Leo ready. He was in a good mood, excited because I told him we were going to the park and meeting a friend of mine. "What's your friend's name?" he asked while I tied his shoes. "His name is David. He's someone I knew a long time ago, before you were born." "Does he like dinosaurs?" "I don't know, baby. Maybe you can tell him about them." We walked to the park, just 2 blocks from our apartment. It was a beautiful morning. Sunny, warm, perfect. David was already there, sitting on a bench near the playground. When he saw us approaching, he stood up. I could see his hands shaking from 10 feet away. Leo ran ahead to the swings, completely oblivious. "Hi," David said softly when I reached him. "Hi. Listen, I need to say this before we start. You follow my lead. If I say it's time to go, we go. If Leo seems uncomfortable, we stop. Understood?" "Understood." "Sarah, thank you. I know this isn't easy." I called Leo over. "Leo, come here for a second. I want you to meet my friend David." Leo ran over, all energy and smiles. David knelt to his level, and I saw tears in his eyes that he quickly blinked away. "Hi, Leo. It's really nice to meet you." "Hi. Do you like dinosaurs?" David smiled. "I don't know much about them, but I'd love to learn. What's your favorite?" And just like that, they were talking. Leo launched into his usual enthusiastic explanation of velociraptors and T-Rexes and the difference between herbivores and carnivores. David listened like Leo was explaining the secrets of the universe. After a few minutes, Leo ran back to the playground. David and I sat on the bench, watching him. "He's incredible," David whispered. "Sarah, he's perfect." "I know. He has your smile. And your eyes." We sat in silence for a while. Leo was playing on the monkey bars, completely happy. Then David said something that caught me off guard. "Can I tell you something? About that day I left." I wasn't sure I wanted to hear it, but I nodded. The night before I walked out, I was sitting in the nursery. We'd started setting up. Looking at the crib, the tiny clothes, all of it. And I had this panic attack. Full blown, couldn't breathe, thought I was dying. Because I looked at all of that and realized I had no idea how to be a father. My own dad barely spoke to me growing up. He provided, but he was never really there. And I thought, I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to ruin this kid's life. So, I convinced myself it was better to leave than to stay and fail. He paused, his voice breaking. It was the worst decision I've ever made. Because I didn't just fail Leo. I failed you. And I've spent 4 years trying to figure out how to live with that. I felt tears on my face and wiped them away quickly. You know what the worst part was? I said quietly. Not that you left, but that you made me doubt myself. I thought if you couldn't handle being a parent with me, then maybe I couldn't handle it alone. Maybe I wasn't enough. Sarah, you're more than enough. Look at him. He's happy, he's confident, he's kind. That's all you. We watched Leo play for another 20 minutes. At one point, he called David over to push him on the swings. David looked at me and I nodded. I watched them together. David pushing gently, Leo laughing and yelling, higher. And something in my chest loosened. After about an hour, Leo was getting tired. I told him it was time to go home. Can David come again?
Leo asked.
I looked at David, then back at Leo. Maybe. We'll see. As we were walking away, Leo took my hand and said, I like your friend, Mama. He's nice. That night, after Leo was asleep, I sat on my couch feeling completely overwhelmed. The meeting had gone well. Too well, maybe. Leo liked David. David was gentle and patient and everything I hoped he'd be.
But that scared me.
Because now it was real. Now Leo knew David existed. And if David disappeared again, it would break Leo's heart. There was a knock on my door. Mr. Rodriguez. How'd it goes? He asked. I told him everything. About the park, about their conversation, about Leo asking if David could come again. So, what are you going to do? I don't know.
Give it more time, I guess.
See if David actually follows through. Mr. Rodriguez nodded. You know, my father left when I was 8. Just left one day and never came back. And for years, I was angry.
But then I realized something. His leaving wasn't about me.
It was about him. And Leo, if David leaves again, it won't be about Leo either. It'll be about David. But Leo won't understand that. He's 4. No, but you'll help him understand. The same way you've helped him understand everything else. You're a good mother, Sarah. Trust yourself. This morning, I got a text from David. Thank you for yesterday. Meeting Leo was the greatest moment of my life. I know I have a long way to go to earn your trust, but I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Whatever pace you're comfortable with, I'll follow your lead. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I texted back. Same time next Saturday.
The park again.
We'll take it slow. At work today, Patricia asked how it went. Better than I expected, which somehow makes it scarier. Because now it's not theoretical anymore. It's real. Exactly. Sarah, can I tell you something? I was so angry at Emma's dad for coming back and then leaving again. But you know what I should have been angry at? Myself. For ignoring the red flags. For hoping he'd changed when he hadn't. But you're different. You're being careful. You're protecting Leo. And if David proves himself, that's good. And if he doesn't, you'll handle it. Because you always do. Tonight, Leo asked about David at bedtime. Mama, is David your boyfriend? I almost choked.
No, baby.
He's just a friend. Why? Because he looked at you the way Prince Charming looks at Cinderella in the movie. Out of the mouths of children. He's not my boyfriend, Leo. Just a friend. Okay. After he fell asleep, I thought about what he said. About the way David looked at me. I didn't notice it at the time. But now that Leo mentioned it, I remember. The way David watched me when I was talking to Leo. Not just looking but watching. Like he was seeing something he'd lost. I don't know what to do with that information. All I know is this: one Saturday down. Leo is okay. David showed up. And we're taking it 1 week at a time. Is this what hope feels like? Or Is it just another setup for disappointment? I guess I'll find out. Thank you for being here through all of this, for listening, for supporting, for caring about what happens to us. If you want to know what happens next Saturday, if you want to see where this goes, please subscribe and stay with me. This story is getting more complicated and more beautiful with every chapter. I'll be back soon. Until then, Sarah.